is going on, guys? I scared myself. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'll go ahead and try to,
you really do scare easy now.
Balor Fan 85, the Mrs. Balor Fan 85. I had to kick myself into gear out there because I for some reason, my brain short-circuited. We're back with another belt review. And again, this is part 2 of a raffle winning where we won 2 belts. Last week, we kind of dissected what we thought of one of them. This week, we're going to dissect what we think of another one. So, we weren't necessarily a huge fan of the belt last week. It's probably one of the first times I think it may be the most brutal we've ever been on a belt. I'd say so.
Bad, and I was like, well
there's no
I'm
need
honest,
to feel bad.
but you know.
It happens. Sometimes you when life gives you lemons, you talk about how bad the lemon is. So with that being said, we have part 2 here.
Don't you dare be sour.
Yeah, don't you dare be sour on those lemons. You just tell people how bad they are. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive into part 2. So we had the IWGP Heavyweight Championship last week. This week we have
I'm
not going to hit you with it. We have the IWGP Intercontinental Championship on a white strap. Now, this belt is infamous because its holder constantly drags it around and has completely ruined the real thing to the point where they had to get a bootleg for it.
See, I couldn't watch that.
Yep. Just hurts our feelings. This belt, as you can tell, the strap is still clean, so we haven't kind of drug it around and tossed it anywhere because we take care of our belts here in the Balor Fan household.
I would kill you.
And she would kill me. So let's go ahead and get into it.
If I'm OCD about other stuff, I would definitely get you on that.
Yep. She would hit me hard. So we're going to go ahead and start in. Do you have anything you want to say about this belt before? Now, she's never seen the actual IWGP Heavyweight Championship or the Intercontinental Championship in person or on TV or anything. These were the first times you've seen them, correct? Mm-hmm. This is your first time, period, seeing any sort of IWGP Intercontinental Championship, right? So what do you think of the design overall?
I actually like it because even like I'm used to seeing more stacked, but I actually like how this works.
So you like the fact it's more simple plate-wise?
Yeah.
It's not too thick, it's not too thin.
Well, I mean, the thinness is simple. But the rest of it's got more detail. I actually like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing about this belt, there's a lot of ornateness in here. This is kind of, and again, the AEW Championship took a lot from the IWGP belts. If you can look right in here at all the ornateness, you can look right over there at that AEW title and see a lot of this. To me, they always look like fingerprints. You can always see that in that title over there. That's one thing I love about
swirls.
It. Yeah, the swirls and everything. So we're going to come over here to the male snap. 2 by, I'm going to guess 8. But I'm going to look at it and double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 by 8 snap box. Again, you have your basic stamped in snap box.
Not tarnished.
No, well, so far no. One thing.
I can see it from here.
Yeah,
I haven't really looked at this belt.
Yeah, one thing about makers, I understand. A lot of these makers are producing a fast quality, a fast product, a fast cheap product, and they just don't have time to afford to stamp it or to hand tooling their snap box. I just want to give you guys a heads up. That's a feature a lot of us like. I kind of like seeing a hand tooled snap box. But then again, I like kind of the depth to the stamp. Whoever stamped it in actually did a pretty decent job. Guess what you have in between the snap box and the side plate?
The box of doom.
The box of doom. Thank you, Stephen Hammer, because we will never not see this again. Again, just an area where, and by the way, Hazard F5, Shane Charles kind of said this is something that even some of the makers back in the day did, some of the real makers did, and to look out for it. Now, I could be misquoting him. That is what I kind of got out of the comment that he posted in one of our review videos. But again, now that I'm looking at it, it does look like, it's kind of like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. These makers don't know what to do with the empty space, so they just put a box there. So coming over here, I do like the clamshell tooling. I'm a sucker for a wide strap. I don't know about you. I like a good wide strap. It makes the clamshell tooling around the belt kind of pop. Coming in here into the first side plate, you have Intercontinental and Champion. There's absolutely no contrast in the plate with the exception of the stones and with the exception of on the globe. That gold is a little bit darker than the gold on the side plate. But you said you're kind of a fan of all this ornateness around here.
The swirls.
It kind of looks busy without being busy, right, if that makes sense. Again, the globes right here, I'm not sure exactly what cotton this is. We'll go with a... You know what, I can't even make a guess as to what is on this globe. So we'll come over here to the other one. Again, you have Intercontinental Champion. You have a red stone on the top and the bottom. 2 clear stones on each side. And you have the globe, which again looks like melted lava around Hawaii, I'm thinking. I'm thinking that.
I'm thinking that's supposed to be China, I think.
Okay, so we're I think lava around Hawaii. She thinks China. You guys let us know what you think in the description. But again, you have the thinner side plates with the thicker globe on the top, and then you have the stones around here. Now, like you like the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and that's still probably my favorite design of the IWGP Heavyweight belts. I do kind of like all the business on this belt, where you have the Intercontinental as a relief plate, Champion as a relief plate, IWGP has its own thing going on right here. And again, you have all the ornateness going on around here. I even like the New Japan Wrestling logo up here. You got anything you want to say about it? I love the fact too, you have a little bit, you have some different color stones. You have a green stone on the bottom, red stone on each side, and then clear stones all the way around. By the way, unlike last week's video, as far as I can tell, and I've looked over this belt several times, it has all the stones. So that's already a step up above the last belt. Again, would you want this belt, if we were to look into another belt, would you want thicker plates on this, or you are happy with what's going on?
I actually like the thinness of them. That's what I was saying earlier. I actually like that it's a simple thin plate because, you know,
some people like thin crust.
I'm used to seeing stacked, but, you know, well, the only thin one I'm used to is that US one.
Yeah, well, we got the Smoking Skull back here.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, we've got some.
We got so many, I can't keep up.
I know. We have now, I think, 41 or 42. But you're happy with the main plate being kind of thinner too, right?
Yeah.
One thing I wish this belt had, and I haven't even told you this, one thing I do wish it had was just a little bit of a curve. Just a little bit.
It looks like it needs a curve.
This looks like a pizza. And again, this is not a knock on the maker or anything. This is just a personal preference for me. I think we took a dump on the last belt enough to where I'm going to be a little bit nicer on this belt. Maybe just a little bit of a curve. Because, I'll be honest, this belt isn't bad. This belt is worth the $39 that we paid for both belts. Mm-hmm. Completely fine with it. White strap and everything. I'm like you though. I do kind of like the fact that we have thinner plates. Some people like thin crust. Some people like thick crust. Some people like stuffed crust. Anyways, coming back over here. Again, your side plates on this side are the same as the side plates on the other one. You have just the ornateness. Again, I call all the designs in the middle plates, I call them fingerprints because that's what it always looks like to me. I'm not sure exactly what the term is for it. Yeah, swirling, something like that. Again, I'm not sure exactly. This looks like the United States melted down into Mexico. I think so. See, United States and Mexico, and it just melted right into it. Could be that.
I'm not sure.
Touch up the globe a little bit, guys. Makers making this belt at least make the globes a little legible. That's just a gripe on my part. But yeah, thin plates with a thick stamp on top of it, or thick stack on top of it. Side plate over here. Now we're going to come over here. You got a big box of Doom again, and then you got your female snaps. You have 2x5 female snaps.
I'm going to mention that. I already see it.
Right there is what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
The dent.
So we don't have any tarnishment on the snaps.
This is the first I've seen on this one.
We do have a pretty big dent on the side of one. It looks like somebody took a hammer and just kind of, or an ice pick or something.
I was about to say a screwdriver. Or
not sure. That's the biggest ding I've seen so far on this belt. That's not terrible. You'd have to really be looking for it to see it though. He didn't say it. Comes back over here to the gold tip. You have a dark gold tip. Just your basic tip. You got a little bit of a design on it, but not too bad. All in all, the top part of this belt, I'm relatively happy with. Not too bad. So we're going to come to the backing, and let's see if we have the same problem that we had on the last belt. Your basic back. This is a different backing that I've seen as compared to some of the other belts that we've dealt with. I don't know why, but this feels softer, but it feels different somehow. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is between this backing and some of the other backing on some of the other belts. The good part is the backing is not coming off anywhere.
It's not talking anywhere.
Yeah, it's not talking anywhere. I'm not too, so that's a win. It's on there good. Apparently this is thicker than some of the other ones because, you don't really have, the screws aren't really protruding as much. So I'm going to bring this back around. So this belt being, for what we paid for it, we paid, again, $39 for 2 belts in a raffle. This belt is slightly above average.
Oh, it's talking.
Okay, so we found one part where it's talking. Okay, yeah. So that's a sign
that would be me that would find it.
That would be you that would. Well, it was also.
Did you find that?
I did not find that.
Should found it.
Okay. Well, if I didn't find it, then it had to have been you.
There's only 2 of us in this room.
Well, you know how you told me last week about the math? You're giving me a math lesson right now that I think everybody knows. So, a booyah. For what we paid, this is slightly above average. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. What do you think? 5 is standard run-of-the-mill. This is slightly above. We're a fan of the plates. Whereas, some people want thick plates. We're fine with thin plates. I'd love to have a little bit of a curve on it. You got one snap that's kind of just hurt. Little spot of the back, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'm fine with it. What do you think?
5.
5 out of 10. Okay, so you're saying it's just straight average for what we got. Okay. You got anything else you want to say about this belt?
Not really.
You're neither happy nor disappointed. You're just, it's a belt in the collection. Okay, that's fair enough. You got anything else you want to say to the guys and gals in YouTube land?
Not really.
Not really. Lady, a few words, ladies and gentlemen.
Not really.
Lady, a few words.
That sounded awful, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
No, it's just I'm like, I never know what to say.
Here's the deal. She's been spoiled. She has 2 Evolution belts. She has 2 Taker belts.
I'm spoiled.
She has Fandu belts out the yin yang. She has
mini belts.
Yeah, mini. Oh, so many mini belts. She has more stuff in this collection than I do. I think
you started this collection. You started this.
A little respect for the Beller father over here. The Beller father. I like the sound of that.
You created this monster.
I did create the monster. So with that being said, we're going to create more monsters by buying more belts. I saw a really good sale on WWE Shop. The Rock belt is now $349, almost $170 off, or no, $150 off what it normally is. And I think I really want it. So with that being said, maybe I will leave here and I will go buy another belt. But while I'm doing that, like, comment, and subscribe. Do you have anything else you want to say? And we will catch you guys down the road.